And I'm Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
In California, paperwork is being filed to recall a Los Angeles City Council member over leaked recordings earlier this month using racial remarks. The Black Information Network's John Marshall has the details.
Councilmember Kevin De Leon has said multiple times he has no plans to step down, saying representation is needed both downtown and in his district. Triggering a recall election for a Los Angeles council member requires the signatures of 15% of the total registered voters in the district, which in this case would require over 21,000 signatures. Most attempted recalls fail to actually make their way onto ballots. I'm John Marshall with the Black Information Network.
More details are emerging about a woman accused of stabbing her mother to death in Las Vegas, Nevada. Police said the woman called 911 to confess to the murder. Then police found her on I-15 in Barstow, covered in blood. She's accused of killing her mother with broken glass. The suspect previously made headlines in August after telling Metro Police she was being arrested because of her good looks. Court records show police have been called to the home where the murder took place a dozen times this year.
The black man running for governor in Arkansas speaks with Black Enterprise just days before the midterm elections. Several polls have Democrat Chris Jones behind Republican Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who has a comfortable lead. Jones is quoted saying he wants to lead the state in the right direction when it comes to opportunities. The Democrat also says democracy is at risk and is fragile. The winner on November 8th will take over from the current governor, who is term limited and cannot run for re-election.
The state where we're going downhill is Georgia. It's hard to believe that they will go for Herschel Walker. That's what Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer told President Biden about the black Republican running for Senate in Georgia. That conversation was caught on a hot mic. Schumer also said, quote, "It looks like the debate didn't hurt us much in Pennsylvania," end quote. Schumer is making a reference to this week's high-stake encounter between Democrat John Fetterman and Republican Emmett Oz. Fetterman's health has been front and center after he had a stroke earlier this year.
Senator Cory Booker is doing his part this election season to power up the black vote. He spoke with the Black Information Network recently and shared his call to action for black voters.
If you hear my voice right now, of all the things you have going on, and the best thing to do for your family, for your children, for future generations, especially as us as a generation that didn't have to do freedom rides or get beaten at marches or die like Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner trying to register people to vote, the least we can do right now is to take this election seriously and to get out there and engage with folks to get them to take it seriously and for us to get out and vote.
You can check your voter registration status at iwillvote.com. Stay with the Black Information Network for more on the midterm elections. For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. I'm Alexandria Ikamoni with Ray Harris on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
I'm Dion with Scott, and this is Practical Parenting. For parents with younger children, it's important to establish a bedtime routine with your kids. Here are a few practical tips to help you with your routine. First, set up a regular bedtime and stick to it. Consistency builds security in your child. Second, teach them to pick up and put away their toys.
Third, give them a bath, put on their pajamas, have them brush their teeth, and use the potty. Finally, put them in bed, read them a book, express their faith through prayer if you'd like, and then turn off the lights. For some children, a nightlight may be turned on in the room or in the hallway. Whatever you decide to do, keeping a routine will help your kids learn to be disciplined and manage their time wisely. This is Scott and Dion,
And this is Practical Parenting.
on the Black Information Network.
Where black news comes first. Listen and stay informed. Bay Area, BIN 910.
I'm Darlene Davis on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910.
The biggest utility in California is facing a fine of $155 million. State regulators want PG&E to pay for a deadly fire in Shasta County 2 years ago. They claim the tree that sparked the fire was one of two marked for removal in 2018, but never was cut down. Regulators also issued a citation for not doing a power pole inspection in the area. The company has already been charged by prosecutors and maintains it did nothing wrong. Big Oil is ripping Californians off, hiking gas prices, and making record profits. That's according to California Governor Gavin Newsom as he begins a price gouging penalty on oil companies. Newsom believes the penalty will put money back in the pockets of drivers across the state. The move comes as Valero released its profit report, showing it made nearly $3 billion from July to September. That's a jump of more than 500% from last year. While California Governor Gavin Newsom is calling on two Los Angeles City Council members, Kevin DeLeon and Gil Cedillo, to step down because they were heard making racist and offensive remarks on a leaked audio. The discussion about solidifying Latino power through redistricting is what really have people mad.
So many African Americans were saying, well, wait a minute. You're trying to redraw this city council lines to exclude us or dilute African American political power.
Hutchinson reportedly had a phone conversation with Councilmember Kevin DeLeon, who he says was emphatic about not stepping down unless voters recall him. Hutchinson said that doesn't help to resolve the tension between the Black and Latino communities. He says a real change needs to happen at City Hall.
I'm not one of your constituents. Doesn't mean anything. What does mean something is, the fact is, you're there, however long you're going to be in the city council. What are you going to do, since you're the flashpoint for a lot of the rancor, particularly between blacks and Latinos? What do you do about it? How are you going to be part of the solution and not part of the problem? African Americans have to have a voice in city government. They have to be represented, even though there are 3 African American city council persons. You know, their power has to be elevated.
Hutchinson is an author and a longtime voice for social, civil, and political issues important to the Black community. I'm Darnice Davis on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's BIN 910.
Looking for ways to get involved? The National Urban League works to provide economic empowerment, educational opportunities, and a guarantee of civil rights for the underserved. Learn more at NUL.org.
The source for Black news.
The Black Information Network, the Bay Area's BIN 910. A special thank you to Geico,
A proud founding partner who shares and supports the mission of the Black Information Network.
In 1870, Congress passed the 15th Amendment, which gave all people the right to vote. But shortly after the bill became law, some states started imposing poll taxes and other requirements to suppress the black vote. The tactics may have been similar to recent voting law changes state legislatures enacted in the past year. Don't be deterred. I'm Esther Dillard of the Black Information Network, encouraging you to power up the black vote. Make a plan to vote today. It's our...
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with John Legend to find out which artist in music today inspires him most.
I'm a big fan of Frank Ocean's album, Channel Orange. I think it's a beautiful album, and it was inspiring as an artist to see someone with that level of creativity and virtuosity when it comes to his lyrics and his writing ability. I just felt like that was an inspiring album for me. It's just exciting to see him blossom as an artist.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more of John Legend and all your favorite artists.
from around the world.
Hill reports gangs have stopped fuel, water, and other items from flowing into Haiti to around the corner.
I'm heartbroken for these families who send their children to our schools hoping that they will be safe.
The Black Information Network is news you can trust.
J. Alexander King helped hold down Floyd as Derek Chauvin kneeled on his neck and will get 3.5 years in prison 24/7.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app. A special thank you to Sony,
A proud founding partner who shares and supports the mission of the Black Information Network.